for sharing your work. Now we're going to make our way to South America, where Louise Uchôa Lopez Pereira, a Brazilian architect and urban planner with an MSc in architecture from the Institute of Politecnico di Milano. She's an analyst of institutional development at SampaPé. She's involved with initiatives that value and raise awareness on the importance of fair and more walkable cities. Louise, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Nathan, and thanks everyone for having me. Thank you, Ingrid and Susan, for very inspiring presentations. I'm gonna share my screen. Wait, sorry, just a second. I think. Okay. I believe you see my screen now, so. Okay, so I'm Louise, and I work at SampaPé, which is an NGO. We are a nonprofit organization led by women in Brazil, and we were founded in 2012, and we work towards transforming cities into more walkable environments together with the people. And this is an important statement for us because we understand that walkable cities are better cities for everyone, for all the people. And in order to promote such a shift in the current car-driven urban models that we have around the world, a cultural change is necessary, and that can only be done with and by the people. So we work mainly in two fronts, which is promoting the walking culture and humanizing cities. And we have five lines of actions in our work that goes all the way from producing knowledge and doing workshops, participatory workshops, to advocacy and transforming the public spaces. And these lines of action, they're always very intertwined in most of our projects. And our main goal is to make the knowledge about walkability accessible and tangible through experimentation, through daily life. So to be able to create, for people to create new city imaginaries. And we do a lot of different formats of projects, but I invite you to check on our website some of them. These are some of the advocacy projects we have worked on the past 5 years, more or less. But today I would like to focus mainly on the projects in which we work with participatory processes, which are different types of workshops that result or not in some intervention. And mainly, we will focus on, I wanted to share with you the projects we have on gender and walkability. Because in the theme of walkability, we're also an organization that specializes in gender perspective, focusing on how women feel in the city and they perceive the city while they're walking. So we have an original methodology to analyze safety and walkability in public spaces through women's perspective. And the reason why we have this focus as well is because we understand that an unsafe and unwalkable cities affect everyone, but that some people suffer more than others. And this is a very important topic because in Brazil, 33% of the women, they lose access to jobs, and 22% they interrupt their studies due to commuting barriers. And this is very important to notice because we live in a country in which 39% of the daily commutes are done by walking. And culturally, women are the people that walk the most due to the polygonal pattern of their movement around the city, which is a result of our roles of care in society. And hence it is a key factor to understand and to correspond to women's demands in order to make better cities for everyone. So these projects, they have this goal to promote and support female and community leadership and to increase the participation and reception of women and girls in cities through walkability, also changing public policies and building up space. And we have so far developed 3 projects with this methodology and this format. And it is a methodology that it is important to notice that it has evolved throughout the years, because every time you go for a project like this, you learn a lot with the people and also with the territories. So it is never a closed model. It has to evolve and to change and to adapt to specific contexts. So these are the 3 projects we have realized. And right now we have an ongoing project, which is the last one. And the important thing to notice is that from the first one to the third one, we have also added not only the gender perspective, but the race perspective on this methodology. It is a methodology where the women go to the public space and evaluate the walkability of the space and produce solutions to the problems, the demands they have found, they have identified. And just so you can understand how this project works, the steps of this project, we have a training workshop in which we talk about topics such as urban feminism, active mobility, walkability, climate change, right to the city, and advocacy. And we prepared them to apply the methodology. And then we have 2 walks. The first is the walk of sensations that usually happens at night, and the women have to individually evaluate how they feel on established path according to the methodology. The second walk is an application of this index with gender and race perspective. And they look at 6 layers and 23 items in which they evaluate in groups. And then after that, we have a workshop of results and solutions in which, together with specialists of other organizations, we collaboratively design, think about solutions for the problems they have identified on the walks. And then we come to the advocacy phase, in which we arrange meetings with stakeholders, public authorities, possible partners, organizations, institutions. It depends a lot on the territory, to present the solutions and to start the dialogue towards making these transformations. And sometimes it also involves actions with the media to create some pressure if it's necessary. And then we come to the project, the implementation of these solutions. These implementations, it's very important to note that they take time. The first project was in 2018, and we had resources to implement some of this project. This was a project funded by IBD, and we were able to implement some of the solutions that the women designed. And for the project from 2021, it was also a project supported by IBD, and we are seeing with the municipality what kind of transformations we can implement. And the ongoing project right now has a completely different character and stakeholders, and we are still in the advocacy phase. So just to close, I would just like to bring this final consideration, which is a part of our speech, the speech we had for COP26. And I think it speaks directly to what we are addressing today, that street design focused on the people and made by citizens, it does not change only the built environment, but it is also able to process a more collective world. A world in which people create solutions together and decide for structures that won't marginalize nor suffocate anyone. And it could be much easier for us as an organization to point out solutions in pavement level, urban furniture, and other technical parameters and fight for their implementation. However, this would not be building a new way of democracy, autonomy, or the opportunity to dream new types of cities, and they would only perpetuate inequality and privileges. So that's why, as an organization, we choose to advocate for designing streets as a collective process in which we work to mediate through creating tools, open opportunities, and also as a platform to engage people in these topics. In order to make this issue more visible and involving. So our way of leading the streets and cities transformation is to put people that are made marginalized and vulnerable in the urban environment in the center of these decisions and transformations, making the present and the future of streets and cities a matter of and a topic of every citizen's and everyday lives. So we understand that people already have a voice, and we work as mediators and facilitators of this transformation process, adding up forces and creating new paths for this transformation to happen. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Louise. That's wonderful. It's amazing work that you're doing there.
Thank you.
As we're now going to transition to our Q&A.